Today, we're diving into one of the biggest leaps forward in AI. We're talking about teaching machines to understand our world through text, images, and sounds, all at once. It's like we're finally giving AI a little piece of our own human perception.
So, let's start with a really simple everyday question. How does a computer actually get a meme? The joke isn't just in the picture and it's not just in the words, it's in the weird, perfect way they crash together. For a computer, that's always been a massive problem. How does it get the joke?
Well, the only way it can is if it builds a bridge. It has to figure out that the idea in the words is directly connected to the idea in the picture. And solving that puzzle, that is exactly what multimodal AI is all about.
Okay, so how does this magic actually happen? It really just boils down to two key ingredients. And once you get these two concepts, everything else just kind of clicks into place. First up is a word that sounds way more technical than it is: modality. Honestly, it's just a channel for information. For you and me, that's our senses, right? Sight, hearing, touch. For an AI, it's the different kinds of files we give it: text, images, audio. Each one is just a different way to experience the world. And the second ingredient is something called an embedding. Now, this is where it gets really cool. The best way to think about an embedding is like a GPS coordinate, but for an idea. It's a specific address on a gigantic map of meaning. Every concept, whether it's a word, a picture, whatever, gets its own unique spot on this map.
And this is the real game changer. You see, old school AI had separate maps for everything. It had a map for words over here and a totally different map for images over there, and they never ever talked to each other. Multimodal AI throws that whole idea out. It creates one single, unified map where words and images are neighbors and concepts are all connected.
So, if the goal is this incredible unified map, how in the world does an AI build it from scratch? Let's take a look. It's basically a three-step process. First, you just feed it different types of data about the same thing. So, here's a picture of a cat, and here's the sentence: "A fluffy cat sleeps." Next, the model analyzes both of them at the exact same time. And then, this is the magic moment, it plots them both on that shared map, giving them coordinates that are super, super close together. And what you end up with is this incredibly intuitive map. Things that are alike just naturally cluster together. So the word cat ends up right next to a photo of a cat. The sound of a meow is in the same neighborhood. But a picture of a car? Oh, that's way off on a different continent on this map. It just gets the relationships between things. What's really happening here is the AI is creating its own shared language, like a universal translator for ideas. It can finally understand that a word, an image, and a sound aren't separate things. They're just different ways of pointing to the very same concept. All right, let's make this even more concrete. Let's see how this whole thing goes from just processing data to actually understanding entire concepts. Just think about a simple idea that everybody gets: puppy. On that map of meaning, the AI takes all these different forms: the typed word puppy, a photo of one, the sound of a happy little bark, even a description like loyal young dog. And it puts all of them in the exact same neighborhood on the map. It understands that all these different signals are pointing to the same fuzzy, four-legged idea. Okay, so this is all really clever stuff. But so what? Why is this such a big deal? Well, this is way more than just a neat party trick. This ability to bring different data together is totally changing what AI can do. This one breakthrough unlocks so much. Think about smarter search. Now you can look through your photos by just describing what you want, like, find that picture of my dog catching a frisbee at the beach. The AI finds it because it knows your words and that picture live in the same neighborhood on the map. It's also the engine behind all those AI creative tools that turn your words into amazing pictures. And it lets a robot see an object and actually understand your verbal command about it, because now sight and sound are connected. And maybe most powerfully, it's driving these incredible tools that can describe the world out loud for visually impaired users, a true bridge between seeing and hearing. A lot of researchers in this space say the same thing. This is a major turning point. We're moving away from models that just process data to models that are starting to have a real holistic understanding of our world. It's a profound leap, for sure. So, this all leads us toward the future. And it's a future where our technology might finally share a little more common ground with us. And that leaves us with one final, pretty big question to think about. As these AI systems get better and better at seeing, hearing, and reading our world as one connected whole, the same way we do, how is that going to fundamentally change our relationship with technology itself?